Alright, so we're going to take another sneak peek here at one of these banner unit EZAs. This is a sub EZA coming for part 1 of the anniversary, 9th anniversary specifically. Bardock and Gine. Now, this is actually a good EZA character based on what I'm seeing. They can actually be very, very powerful, and a lot of their value comes from this stupid good super attack effect. So, for one turn, they massively raise their own attack and defense, do supreme damage, and then for 2 turns, they give all allies 22% attack and defense. Now, that does exclude themselves, but that's multiplicative support buff. It's kind of similar to what AGO Pan is doing. This character is providing a pretty big defensive buff to all your characters on the team, which is really, really massive. This character, of course, still has the same active skill requirement. When under 80% HP from the 4th turn start of battle, you raise allies attack by 22% for 2 turns, and then remove all status effects. And we'll talk about exactly what their kit is doing here, but we're running him on this Joined Forces Movie Heroes team. This is one of their 200% leader skills. They are under the Blue Gogeta 200%, Gohan and Piccolo's 200%, right? But this team I did want to go ahead and run so we can get them with GT Duo. They actually link very, very, very well with GT Duo. We see reps everything but Saiyan Pride and Cold Judgment, right? So that's going to be looking good so far. So again, we see here they're at 214k defense. They get 122% attack and defense start of turn. And then if there's a Goku character on the team, they get Key 4, another 122% attack and defense. And they recover 22% HP once only if your HP is under 50% HP or less at the start of turn. Now, they do get 122% attack when attacking if there is a Bond, a parent, and child category ally attacking in the same turn, which we are pretty much going to have at all times. So, I mean, again, we're taking a look at, they're at 214k defense. So, let's go ahead and round that up here. Let's do the math regarding exactly what their stats are going to be. So, once we get the 122% attack and defense when attacking, that shoots up to 470k. Then again, they get 100% attack and defense on top of that on their super attack effect. So they're actually at 950k defense after super attacking on this turn. We'll put them in slot 1. This Broly's not really a difficult fight here. But the reason why we're going against this Broly fight specifically is because Broly himself is a movie boss's enemy. So this Bardock and Gine, they do get 122% attack when facing a movie boss's enemy. And then if there's a Frieza enemy, they also get another Key 4, 122% attack, and then guarantee crits. So right here, they're already at a 10 million attack stat right there. And again, they're providing all allies 22% attack and defense for 2 turns right there, which is a very massive defensive buff, right? I actually didn't look at specifically what GT Duo's defense was, but this is not a character that actually would raise their defense, huh? I mean, we can kind of tell next turn, like, we'll be able to see the defensive buff that we're going to get to our characters, right? And it will be a pretty good buff altogether. So, I mean, yeah, this Bardock and Gine, they're going to be a really, really good floating character. Again, they're under Orange Piccolo's 200%, Blue Gogeta's 200%. Those are 2 really valuable teams, and as a superhero's character, they could help Orange Piccolo get his giant form, right? They're just kind of nasty with it, right? They also do have Cold Judgment, which, there are some superhero characters that do actually have the Cold Judgment link, such as, it might just be Gamma 1, Mai, and I thought there was other characters, but I guess there aren't really any other superheroes characters with the Cold Judgment link, huh? No, but like some of these Battle Wits characters, like Physical Piccolo, do have Cold Judgment, right? So that's important to consider. Alright, moving on to the next phase here. Not a big deal, but I guess I'll probably push off you. Guasu and Zamasu. This pen actually does support, funny enough, the Bardock and Gine. Let's not heal. Let's see what would happen if we don't actually heal. We'll grab... I guess we'll just grab these here. This guy doesn't really need to get anything. If we do fall under the HP threshold in order to get the full passive, then... not the full passive, actually we are under the threshold, so 80% HP from turn 4 though. We have to reach turn 4, right? Which is technically gonna be turn 5 because they're on the first turn. But this character seems like they're just a good character, especially against movie bosses. And again, the thing is that, like, obviously they want to be against movie bosses for the full attack. They want to be against Frieza for a full attack, right? But they don't need that, right? Like, they're not... their value is not how much damage they do. Their value is that 2-turn support ability. No, they are very prone to getting one shot by super attacks, right? I definitely would say that. A super attack comes their way and they're not going to be looking too hot, even with 900k defense, 1 million defense or whatever, right? A lot of super attacks will still one shot them at this point, but they're comfortably able to eat any normal attacks in the game whilst providing a huge defensive buff to the rotation after that. Because again, it is a multiplicative defensive buff, right? So it's basically as if, I don't know, it's not as strong, but it's like adding, again, 22% attack and defense on the super attack effect. So that's pretty much what it is, right? To the next rotation, which is really, really good. We'll go ahead and we'll just grab these with you. Yeah, GT Duel, you can just go ahead and get those. Bardock and Gine can get this. And again, they should be at the same level as we saw last turn. There's not really going to be a difference in the increase there. And then we'll get this with you. Guas and Zamasu is going to give this character Cold Judgment as well. So Cold Judgment will be a very, very good link addition right there, right? Probably when they come out, I'll take them against the Golden Frieza Red Zone, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, when they're officially released, maybe I'll take them against the Golden Frieza Red Zone. I'll see how good they actually can be. But this is just like a little sneak peek at what they're able to do specifically. Next turn, we'll also be able to see, again, like the defensive buff that they're giving to, let's say, the Super Saiyan Duo, Pan, Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Vegeta, right? They got a couple of stacks, right? I think relatively a lot of people know what their defense levels are like looking. So we'll be able to see, you know, a really, really good update on that next turn. Okay? And then Bardock and Gine now super attack right here. So they're doing a 14 million attacks at this time, huh? Okay, that's interesting. Sweet. They're hitting harder here, actually. Yeah, they did more damage. I wonder... They are doing more damage here. Was that Broly not a movie boss? Oh, you know what? That Broly last time, was he not a movie bosses? Because this is the Int Broly SSR. Let me take a look here at that Broly. Because the thing about that Broly is... He's the SSR for the Super Saiyan 3 Broly, right? So because of that, he might actually not be on the movie bosses category. This Int Broly? He's not. Okay, so that they hit 10 mil without a movie bosses enemy, huh? That's cool. Okay, so yeah, we can see the defense stats right there. So I guess let's take a note about these guys, right? They're at 244k defense. We'll go ahead and just let Pan do this. We'll go ahead and I guess we'll just do this here, right? It's probably the smartest move here. And then we'll grab this. Support, I don't really care about getting Pan support. That's not that big of a deal to me. Alright, we'll do that. Nice. And then Pan should be cooking here. Absolutely. Good job, Pan. Pan's a decent character still, right? She's able to work for sure, right? With a 60% dodge chance. We're getting tons of superheroes allies, so her support ability is just getting very, very powerful too. The superheroes team is just getting buffs like every other month. The superheroes team is just getting a new character, right? So, not shocking that Pan is kind of being helped out by that as a superhero support character. All right, so we are here, and then we can get this little attack buff with the GT Duo. But I guess, yeah, they do give all allies this attack buff right here. This doesn't really play any OST or anything, but we'll just go ahead and get this attack buff. Bam! And then you see here, Gine just comes around, and she's like, Pog, right? Actually, one thing I didn't explain earlier is we saw that I don't know, if you guys go back like the last turn, we saw that we healed a little. That's because of that, right? So we're at 318k here with Cold Judgment. So again, with Cold Judgment, again, that's a very, very big, significant increase, right? Again, 316k actually, technically, my bad, right? But the math, it's whatever. So if we go ahead and calculate I'm going to be a nerd here, right? But let's see the actual like numbers that this guy's going to hit. So after super attacking on this turn, they're at 1.39 million. Now they have cold judgment, support, and everything, which is pretty good. And again, if they got another raise, they would actually be close to 2 million if they got a double super attack. So additionals are actually pretty good in this character. Again, let's say, for example, without cold judgment, they are, yeah, still at that 258k range. Let's say if they're just no Saiyan links, cold judgment, they're at 300k, right? So it could vary depending on what links you do have active. We'll go ahead and I might just put them in slot 1, actually. And then let's see what this attack buff does to GT Duo here. It should be a pretty sizable attack buff. As long as Broly doesn't instantly super, I could use the Sensu. I mean, I guess just for the showcase sake, I'll use the Sensu Bean here. I didn't have to do that, but we're just going to go ahead and use it just so we can put him in slot 1. Then we can get this extra buff right there. Yeah, because Broly's doing some good damage right there. Okay, that's a 17 million attack stat right there. Very, very good. And then there's the double super attacks. Yeah, they're the defense is very high in this turn, right? Even without cold judgment, their defense is insanely high. And they gave the double 22% defense buff. So they're giving 44% multiplicative defense to all allies, right? Which is crazy. That's a crazy buff right there. And obviously they're hitting a lot harder here because of the active skill boost, right? And we see here they're making GG Duo also just do kind of insane damage, right? Wow. So again, at that situation, they're at 250k, right? Let's say, yeah, I think they're at 250k or so. So let's say that they're at that 250k range, and they got a double super attack. So they're 1.6 million defense after that double super attack, whilst providing basically 44% defense to the super attack effects to all characters, which is almost as much as just giving all characters greatly raised defense for the turn on their super attack effect, which is just absolutely crazy. Wow, yeah, Bardock and Gine, this is a pretty good EZA, man. And this is them under 200% to be fair, but it's like, even without, like, what links are we getting active? Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Pride. Saiyan Pride is active here. Prepared for Battle, Experienced Fighters, Fierce Battle, right? Even with just, like, Prepared for Battle active or Saiyan Lineage active, right? Those, like, that's 10% defense. That does matter, but that's not going to be the difference with them, between them tanking normals and not. And, they have the active skill, which could be very powerful. Yeah. Bardock and Gine, man, they actually looked quite strong here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this just so that there's no copyright music or anything playing right there. But let me know what you guys are thinking about this character, man. Whew. They're good. I'll catch you guys next time.